Okay, so hi, I want to read to you more from this book, Paracelsus, An Introduction to Philosophical Medicine in the Era of the Renaissance, second revised edition by Walter Pagel. And what I want to read to you is his concept of imagination. And yeah, let me just start there and see where this takes me. So, the power of imagination. The Renaissance has been called the period which discovered man and his power in the universe. Paracelsus is a true child of this period. He extols man and his power. Extols means to exalt. He extols man and his power, which even reaches the stars and can influence them more than they can influence man. This power is twofold. It lies first in the concentration of all matter and spirit of heaven and earth in man, i.e., in his microcosmic nature. Secondly, man's power derives from his most potent instrument, the imagination. It is a spiritual power, and the role attributed to it by Paracelsus reveals his basic idea that the spirit dominates the body. It is also a characteristic Paracelsian idea that there should be two bodies in man, the visible and the invisible, and that the invisible one should be the more powerful. The latter is recognized but indirectly by its effects, just as the power of the sun, which may burn down houses, is invisible. Similarly, quotation, what else is imagination but a sun in man which acts throughout his circle? Unquote. What else is imagination but a sun in man which acts throughout his circle? Oh. Finally, all action is through imagination, as all heaven is nothing but imagination. It acts on man, causes plague and other diseases, not through bodily instruments, but through its form, as the sun kindles fire. Imagination is an astral, i.e., a celestial force. It is thus capable of lifting man up and joining him to a cosmic matter, the primordial man, quote unquote. Hence, without any physical labor, man is upgraded or reverberated in his soul, whereby the long life of such biblical figures as Enoch is conferred upon him. Imagination acts through magnetic attraction on an object in the outside world. This is drawn into the person who is exerting imaginative powers and then impressed on another person. Hence, imagination, or in parentheses, belief, misused can inflict most grievous harm. It is like an invisible nettle, invisible calendine, or troll. If we have sufficient faith, our prayer can make people crooked or lame and convert natural into supernatural disease. Belief, therefore, is like a weapon that needs careful handling. The more a person is given to speculation, the more powerful is his imagination. He may give birth to a spirit, may exercise the Cabalistic art, and, like a magnet, will find nothing too difficult for him. Such people are often mistaken for saints. Women are superior in this respect. To men, as their emotions, their hatred and lust for vengeance are stronger. Hence, women should not be left to melancholy thoughts. They should be humored, kept cheerful, and in company given to simple, straightforward thinking. If a woman has a trade and this does not prosper, her unsatisfied capacity and imagination may contaminate the goods she sells. Nor should a woman have and rear too many children, as her wrath will impress itself on them. A woman may die in childbed, wishing in wrath and anger that all the world may die with her. This strong imaginative volition may convert itself into a spirit. Such a spirit can act by means of the the birth discharge as its material instrument, and thus generate an epidemic. Since man is made from heavenly matter, heaven is not too far away to be reached and acted upon by human imagination. Just as the stars send us poisonous influence, we may send poison to the stars. This is seen in the causation of the plague. The pestilential agent is formed by and in the stars after the effluvia of sinful human imagination have reached them. But imagination may also work more directly in plague. The news that my brother was carried away by the plague abroad may reverberate in myself so much that it finally displays an action similar to that of the semen in conception, kindle the disease in myself, and thereby create the source of an epidemic. This can propagate itself not only through contaminated air, but also by the transmission of morbid, pestilential imagination from one person to another. Hence, one part of the plague prophylaxis is to keep people cheerful and pleasantly occupied. Fright is one of the most dangerous emotions. It is the coward who is killed in wars, and he who imagines himself a reborn Roman warrior wins. So, the power of imagination, although that seemed negative, obviously would have a positive counterpoint to which considering virtuous ideas would be fruitful for any person. So remember to think positively always. However, I use the word virtue, and virtue is what God endows upon all things. The virtue of humanity is thought, perhaps in Aristotelian thought thinking itself type sense, or wisdom or knowledge. The virtue of ginger is then the healing properties of it specifically. These unforeseen causes that this object emits is the virtue, and human virtue is imagination, and it is capable of good and evil. And I wanted to I wanted to read some more, actually. I just wanted to give a preface of that idea of imagination before I got into the philosophy of Paracelsus. Yes. So, sorry, I'm trying to think if I should just end this video here. Yes, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna record another one. I just want it in a separate video, but I'm gonna keep reading more. But that is the concept of imagination. in terms of Paracelsus.